Y'all, this is V.
It's your boy Cyrus using government names today.
Cyrus?
Using government.
What this shit is Velpo? Nah, I'm playing.
I ain't going full on government.
Yeah, I don't like that shit.
It is Cyrus. It's your boy Z.
Yeah, Peasy.
I don't think that's on your ID, baby.
That's not Vel Peasy?
It might be though. Ooh. Vel Peasy.
D-A-N-U. Nah, I'm playing. Nah, listen, y'all, we back, man. It's another week. Another day closer to the big season that we got upon us. There's more to get into because there's more things that are bigger than football and sports and things like that. I mean, we just came from Father's Day weekend, Juneteenth. So I'll tell you face to face, I know a message, but happy Father's Day.
Same to you,
yes,
sir.
Yes. Hopefully you enjoyed your day.
Yeah, we had a good time, man.
Good time, good chance to kind of
take
a deep breath.
It was chill. For me, it was nice to not run around and have people come to me for once. So
right. Got an excuse to kind of be like, no,
if y'all want to come through, if not, I see y'all. Man, it was love on Sunday though. I had a really good day. So
good. Yeah, we had Father's Day. We had Juneteenth to celebrate here. And for those who don't know, and we might as well say it since this is a Buffalo podcast, that's something that we've been celebrating here for decades.
Yeah, my whole life, I know.
Yeah, we've been having a parade in the east side of Buffalo, not East Buffalo. I've been seeing that a lot. I don't know what the fuck East Buffalo is.
What is East Buffalo? Like East
Man,
High?
they've been trying to gentrify.
Listen, there's South Buffalo,
right? There's North Buffalo, but then you got the West side, you got the East side.
East Buffalo don't even sound right. West Buffalo, nah, man.
I saw that on an article somewhere, so I had to bring that up. Like, there's no such thing as East Buffalo. Don't do that.
Nah,
don't be disrespectful. But nah, like Juneteenth, we've been celebrating that here in Buffalo for years on top of years. So for those who aren't aware, I'm pretty sure you saw pictures and you saw videos of the stuff that went on over the weekend and across the country, which is, one good thing that I saw that has come from everything that's going on in the last couple years is that people are really starting to dig deeper into their roots and just celebrate Blackness.
Yeah, it was weird to me like a couple years ago when I actually found out and realized that a lot of places, Juneteenth wasn't even a thing. Because, it was so ingrained here. Like, I just thought it was everywhere.
Yeah, Juneteenth was like Juneteenth. Like, we started coming up with nicknames for it.
But what's weird with Buffalo not being a major city in this country anymore, we have some of the biggest festivals and biggest celebrations and holidays. I know that our New Year's Eve is the second biggest in the country after New York City,
Times Square and all that. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Dingus Day is one of the biggest Dingus Day celebrations in the country. Like, it's just weird that Buffalo.
Our St. Patty's Day is pretty crazy.
Juneteenth is one of the biggest ones in the country, so it's kind of it's cool that Buffalo does celebrate the different heritages and different cultural things that take place. So I mean, that's one thing I do appreciate.
It's a real history here, and that's what people gotta, you can do your own research to go deeper into that.
Embrace it, though.
Yeah, like I always tell people, no matter where you go, if you run into a person that's from Buffalo, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be very proud
it's gonna be
to call Buffalo home. And we have our issues, obviously, like any other city, where we can talk about the negatives, but most people from Buffalo will wear that on their sleeve, wear that on their heart. I remember when I went to school, even as close as Fredonia all the way to Albany, man, listen, Buffalo became like a joke to some people, but then they learned to embrace me because of how passionate I was about my city. Like, damn, you talking about that shit like it's like, that's my city, nigga. What are you talking about?
So
like,
put some respect on my name.
Put some respect on my city. And that comes with the Bills too. You go out of town, that Buffalo shit is like, the Bills logo, all right, go Bills. And even if you don't feel like saying go Bills, because I know that's a thing now where we kind of get into, when's appropriate to say go Bills, when you should not, when you listen, dog.
I feel like it,
if I'm in the mood, if I'm in the mood, I say it. But 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna keep it a buck. When I travel, sometimes people say it, sometimes they don't, and I feel like sometimes they don't know whether to approach you or not, so that could come into play. But Y'all don't be as open with that Go Bills shit as y'all make it seem.
I don't like the phrase. Like, people are like, oh, it's a crime if you don't say Go Bills, you're not a real Bills fan. Like, I've never said Go Bills. Like, it's just not something I've ever been to think. It's not a phrase that I say.
Right.
So I'm not going to go out of my way to say it. Like, they're like, Go Bills. I'm like, you're. Like, it's just.
You gonna say you're?
I'm going to say something I would normally respond to.
Right.
Like,
yes, sir.
Yeah,
something like
exactly. Because that would be a normal response.
Natural, yeah.
That would come out as opposed to saying Go Bills. Like, I don't say Go Sabres. I don't say Go
Bills.
Yeah.
Listen, a simple head, a little.
This is a natural respect. You know what? I think that's also part of that. At least me as a black man, when we acknowledge other black men, there doesn't have to be words. They can be a simple nod or a head look, or you know. There's
we all know what it is. Yeah,
you know, sometimes when a Bills fan, I might have a hat on or a shirt on, they go Bills, and I'm just like, hey, hit them with a nod, and then it's not disrespect. I'm not trying to. Play you by not saying Go Bills back, but
we got our own way.
Yeah, that's just,
we got our own way of acknowledging, but it's all good. Though.
No, either way, it's all love though. But it was nice getting down to the parade and seeing it. It was a good mix of folks down there.
Good mixture of folks. And
I had some good food. There was some great music.
I didn't even get no food, but it was definitely some good music.
Yeah, no, I'm lying. It's crazy long though.
Yeah, listen. I was more so trying to come. My older sister was doing stuff on stage, singing and stuff, and I came there for that, and then. We walked around a little bit, saw people that we knew. Like you said, the food lines was kind of crazy, so we just kind of left and just got our own food.
Yeah, but it was the first time taking a baby through there, so he was out there at the wagon. He was out there,
big wagon,
enjoying himself.
That's what's up, man. Because you got to expose, and that's the thing. So you got to expose your kids to stuff early. Even if they can't quite remember it. The more they get around stuff like that, the more they'll be able to be like, okay, this is what it's like. This is what it's like to be on this side of town, or this is my culture. Okay, cool, because exposure is everything. That's all I can say.
It's important. It's important.
Exposure is everything. Nice. But outside of that, obviously, we had what we call like a down week. Well, let me tell you something. This gap between OTAs and training camp is tough on a lot of fans. Because what you find yourself doing is really surfing.
Bro, I end up on YouTube.
Man, listen, you end up
regular. Just going on a rabbit hole looking for pump up videos, hype videos. I was out there I watched a full game from like 1988.
I've done that before though.
And I'm like, yo,
I've done that before, and I've watched some 1990 stuff. I think like a few weeks ago, I was upstairs watching Eric Mold's highlights. Like,
there's the one page on YouTube has like whole games, like the
whole game. Yeah, I've seen that, and I've seen the joints where they'll go through every single touchdown for players like Eric Mold. Like I watched, I think it was 1996 to 2004, watching his highlights, and that was helping me get through, a boring time.
This is that time of year where I'm on YouTube watching highlights. Like crazy, just watching all of Josh Allen's throws from 2022 or 2021, watching all of
and it helps.
Day catches. Yeah, it helps in those down moments.
It helps, and the other thing that I do want to say before we talk Bills football is shout out to Golden State. Last time we talked, it wasn't. I don't think Game 7 had happened, right? Or Game 6 didn't happen.
No, Game 6 was on
that
Thursday.
So we want to say shout out to them boys, man. Steph.
And what I do want to say
is you were right. You said GS and 6
beforehand. I said
you said GS and 6. So all hell Z. Getting that prediction out the way, and we'll get into some bold predictions later on. But yeah, that was a good call. Like I told you, I was on the fence. I stuck between Boston in 6 and Golden State in 7 because I really thought like this young Boston team really on the verge. I'm like, these boys are so close that if they did it, they would do it in 6. But if they didn't, basketball wise, I'm like,
it's something about being here before. Yeah, that you can't beat experience. I mean, you can beat experience.
You can beat experience.
It goes a long way.
Right.
Like it's been here, done that.
Right.
I've been on this stage. It's not too big for me. I done showed up in these moments.
Yeah, man. It's amazing though watching, because I think I tried to watch that full game. I had a couple small bets on it. You know how I do.
Naturally.
But it's amazing though watching greatness and watching really just top 10 players perform. Like we've been blessed over the last 20 years. Like our generation. Like I know. Our parents, they got a chance to watch MJ, Karl Malone.
Yeah, that last era.
Magic, Larry, which is great. But we also have been getting spoiled the last 10 to 15 years by
the top end.
Always getting LeBron in the finals.
Yeah.
We've gotten a heavy dose of, going behind.
You got KD. You've been
KD,
Kobe.
Kobe, like we really gotta, and this series made me, and this playoffs, I should say, made me appreciate Steph on a different level, because I said to myself, the way they were doing things 6-7 years ago, it was almost like you felt like you needed to hate Golden State, because it was like, all right, y'all motherfuckers getting on my nerves. Like, this man is shooting threes everywhere. He doing, like, you almost wanted to find a reason to hate him.
Every shot.
You almost wanted to find a reason to hate. But Draymond wildin'. But then, I don't know what happened this year. I started to gain a little bit more appreciation.
Yeah, I'll say that too, because I've never been a Golden State fan at all. But being forced to root for them this finals,
right?
It was easier than I expected it to be.
It was different.
Now that I guess I take off my, I don't even call them my hating goggles, but
right.
Now that I take off my goggles, I mean, being such a big LeBron fan,
right?
And then LeBron against each other so much,
right?
It was just natural hate.
It was natural, like these motherfuckers.
Actually rooting for them and pulling for them. I definitely do have appreciation. I mean, they're a likable team. I mean,
this group,
Draymond's still wild.
Right, Draymond's still wild, but this group is definitely a likable group, because you got a good mixture of those young guys with the veterans, and I feel like watching them play and watching how they uplift the young guys, like watching Iggy coach Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole.
That foot in the finals.
He did. There was like, I think there was like Iggy in the game, and it was like, this is only his 9th minute in like 4 games, like. He was playing like here and there, like spotty, when it was like 30 seconds left and they needed to stop
45 seconds,
at the end of the first half. So
come pick up a foul.
Yeah, pick up a foul, lock somebody up. But to get back to Steph though, like I watched him, and watching him go against the best defense in basketball. Like I'm a big defense person, football and basketball. Watching him go against the best defense in basketball and still average over 30 points and like make some. Like, we know he's the greatest shooter of all time. But I'm talking about making some shots where it's like...
I don't even know how you got that shot.
Come on. I'm watching this. I'm telling you, I'm watching this stuff. And we ended up watching games in different places because those games were all over the place, by the way. Like, it was not consistent at all. We had a Monday game, a Thursday, a Sunday, a Saturday.
And them 9 o'clock final games.
And them 9 o'clock games is killing.
Like, yo.
So,
I gotta go to sleep.
So as I'm watching these games, I'm low-key just like... how the hell did he do that? Or I found myself saying that at least 4 or 5 times a game. And I'm watching, Clay struggle a little bit. I'm watching some of these other guys, Draymond in the beginning of the series struggle. And the one thing, and obviously Curry had his one game where he struggled. I think it was 0 for 9 for 3 in the one game, and then he bounced back and dropped like 45. But greatness though, man. I love it. And that's the thing about sports. And we'll tie it into the Bills in a little bit, but like sometimes you gotta, like you said, move the hater goggles and just be like, damn, goddamn.
And I'm for me, there's always been players I dislike, regardless of the sport. But one thing I've never done is disregard their talent. I can't stand Brady, but I still acknowledge that he's the best that's ever done it.
Right, go.
And I still acknowledge that Curry's one of the greatest point guards to ever play.
Might be the best.
One of the things I appreciate about him the most is the way he plays off the ball. Like, with the ball not even in his hand, the way he moves and navigates.
Driving you crazy.
Like, it's like Reggie Miller reincarnated.
It's Reggie and Richard Hamilton, but with AI / Kyrie Irving / Isaiah Thomas handle. Like, he's a little bit of everything, but then we say all of those guys, but just a better shooter than all of them combined.
Yeah, and he's a better finisher than probably all those guys
outside of maybe Kyrie up there. Maybe AI was close. But I would even say he's a better finisher than AI, and that hurts to say, but AI, if he wasn't going to finish, he was going to get to the line.
Yeah.
So, but if you talk about like floaters and left hand, right? Like, he right there. And like you said, Kyrie is definitely in that conversation. And speaking of Kyrie, we'll see where he ends up going.
Yeah, ain't no don't tell me that soccer gonna play out, but we'll find that's gonna play itself.
Yeah,
out,
by the time we record next, he might be in a different place.
Yeah.
Because we got the draft followed by free agency, and I think I already seen today. My man Jeremy Grant done went to Portland.
Yeah, traded for I think it was a first round pick and then the swap of first. Also,
it was weird.
Yeah, it was.
But you know that's I guess our little small coverage on the NBA. You know, it was sad to kind of see it go away for a little bit. I know Summer League is coming up, but
it's not the same. So it's gonna be sad until
preseason
things roll back around
until football preseason.
Yeah, and then we'll be back.
Bro. Yeah, and honestly, the thing I like about preseason though is even though preseason is preseason, preseason football.
At least my basketball.
Because I always try to tie in that gap because we go from the NBA draft to like training camp to NFL training camp 4 weeks after that.
Yeah. That's a
gap.
Month in between.
That's a gap. It's really 5 weeks because if you think about it, the draft is this week, which is technically the 23rd.
Bills
camp is like
start till the 24th, I think.
Something like that. So that's like 4.5, 5 weeks. But either way, hopefully those 4 weeks kind of fly by. I mean, I don't listen. I've said it before. I don't want the time to really fly by.
Yeah, I don't.
So like I'm talking shit, but like I really do want to enjoy this summer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not looking ahead. Like the season again going to get here. I'm trying to enjoy the rest of June. July can be as slow as this once. I just want to be able to enjoy this time, enjoy this weather, enjoy it.
80 plus.
But I'm definitely keeping my eye on the calendar. I'm not rushing it, but I know what's coming.
It's gonna be so busy that I'm. The more I think about it, the more I feel like I just gotta take a deep breath because this will be my first year, basically attending all the home games, and I start off the year by going to, also 2 away games in the first 5 or 6, I think it is, Baltimore, LA. So I'm going to be more busier during the season than I've ever been because normally, for those who didn't know, I was working in sales and I was working basically 2 to 3 Sundays a month. Getting off one Sunday, possibly going to the game, possibly, watching it with the fam. But this will be my first time having Sundays off. So like,
you ain't gonna know how to act.
I don't know how, but that it's pros and cons. It's because I work on Mondays, so that's like, reeling myself in.
All Sunday night to recover, baby.
That's true, but I just gotta prepare myself. That's another reason why I need the summer to kind of just be what it is because I'm really trying to, save my little pennies here and there, but also.
But one thing that did happen in the last week or so that kind of sped the clock up a little bit was them just releasing training camp info. Yeah. And then realizing, they back at St. John Fisher. Here's the dates. Here's no night practice. But here's the ones that are open. Here's the ones at the stadium. I'm like, oh, shoot.
Here we go.
It's happening.
It's getting closer. And I think we mentioned it before, but ain't nothing like a little bit of a ride out to St. John to watch them boys play, man.
Oh yeah, it's a
good vibe.
Yeah, man.
It's football. You smell the football in the air, the grass.
Exactly. It's normally for some reason it's never really hot. It's always got a little crispness in there. At least when I'm there, those morning joints and
the early joints.
And it's something about being able to see these athletes in person and get a greater appreciation.
Yeah, and see them put that work in because. A lot of people prefer just to see the finished product. Like, I know there's some fans that's like, just give me to the game. Yeah. I'm more of a, let me see it all because...
Let me see the actual interaction.
Yeah, let me see it all because that makes me be able to really dig deeper into my analysis.
Yeah, especially like younger guys who's not getting a ton of burn in the game. Like, let me see how does you and plus Isaiah Hodgins, for example. Let me see how he actually
all right. And because we always miss out on the behind the scenes stuff. Like you see fans all the time during the season complain about why this person not getting a shot, why this person, and it's like it's probably because you're not at practice every day, and not seeing this person.
You're seeing a 60-minute snippet of a game. But there's still 4 other days of practice. There's still 5 other days of
weight room type shit, like all types of
meetings.
It's so much that goes into these players playing and getting an opportunity that, as a fan, sometimes you just got to relax, sit back, and let these coaches do what they do. These coaches are there every single day. These trainers are there every single day. And that's why I go back to trust them. I've always said that. Like I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh, I've agreed with every decision they've made, but it's just like when it comes to these players and who they put on the field and who they don't give time to, I just be like, I'm like, all right. And then when you go to practices and then when you go to training camp, you know, you're able to get a glimpse of that. Oh, okay, he was dropping.
I see why my man.
Yeah, my man was dropping he dropped like 3 straight balls.
My man getting put on lock by the 5th cornerback.
And then you watch, you know, some of these guys ball out in practice, and you be like, okay, yeah, that's why he is.
I see why he got that.
That's why Poyer is Poyer. That's why Diggs is Diggs. Because they put the work in, and it's also good to show the kids too. Like training camp is something I always take.
Yeah, that's the best part, because even before me having kids, because me and my son is still not old enough to really understand what's really taking place.
Right.
But seeing other people's kids and seeing young folks there and just the excitement and the happiness that they have, like that's the stuff that makes me feel good. Like, even I don't know these kids, ain't my kids, I don't know these kids. But the fact that you're able to see them enjoying it, and it just reminds you of, you know, when I was a kid, and on the few times I did get to go to like a preseason game, or training camp, you know, just being able to remember,
get a couple autographs, and like it's small stuff like that these kids will remember when they get older. Because I remember the small thing. I remember going to I practiced with the Cleveland Browns when I was younger. We was out in Cleveland visiting my uncle. I remember that when I was younger. I remember going to at least a couple of the Bills training camps younger. And then I remember going to like some preseason games. Like, this is stuff that you'll carry with you the rest of your life. And when you become a fan, or if you even make it as a kid, you'll be able to be like, yeah, you know, my dad used to take me to this and that. And that's when I fell in love with the game. Or that's when I fell in love with the preparation.
I still remember one of my earliest memories of Bills or players. It was actually at Juneteenth, and Ted Washington was there. Ted. He was kind of doing like a meet and greet, and I'm like, yo, that's Ted Washington. That's the big man in the middle.
350.
No, dog, that's 350 on paper.
Yeah, nah, you right.
That man about 390.
I've
never seen a human that big. To this day,
he used to make Pat Williams look small.
That's another mess.
And Pat was big.
Yo, we done had some D tackles, man.
Sam Adams.
Pat in the middle.
And while we on D tackles, rest in peace, Tony Siragusa.
Yeah, man.
The Goose. I saw about that. And then the other guy, what was his name? Jalen Richardson? I don't want to mess up his name. There was a linebacker from the Ravens at the age of 26 who passed away as well. But I think his first name was Jalen. So rest in peace to him. Rest in peace to Goose. I definitely remember Goose because he played in that era. And it's crazy that he's 55 because that means we was really watching him like damn, he was that old. But
it ain't seem like it.
It ain't seem like it, right? But
he was on them Ravens defense.
He was on that line, and I'm talking about him, Sam Adams, Ray Lewis behind him, Jamie Sharper, and I only remember some of these names just because of Madden sometimes. Chris McAllister at the corner. You had Starks on the other corner. Rob Woodson back there.
Had Deion Sanders for that one.
Oh, Deion for the one season. I'm trying to think who they had at the end.
I had a Deion Sanders Ravens jersey.
Who they had at the end, man? That's gonna make me think now. But anyway, they had the crazy big defensive line, and they was a number one defense for a couple years.
Yeah, I think that rolled right in. I think Lodi Nada showed up right after that.
Oh, right.
That age of defense.
Right. Yeah, they had Nada for about a decade.
Right, I said, dang.
That's like the tradition though in Baltimore. Like they and I think now it switched over to them always getting big pass pass
Ravens
rusher.
always had the D.
They gonna keep a linebacker or a pass rusher or somebody.
Pittsburgh always had the linebackers. If nothing else, you know they gonna have them positions on lock.
Yeah, man. So rest in peace to Tony Siragusa, man, and the other young fella on the Ravens. We always say it, life is short, man. You know, hug your loved ones. Life is short. That's all I can say,
on a not even a smooth transition. I just wanted to go back because we at the very beginning we talked about Father's Day. I didn't even mention So on Father's Day, I may or may not have came up on a Von Miller jersey. We just gonna throw that out.
What color you got?
It may or may not be blue.
It may or may not be. Okay, blue. I like the blue.
I may got the 40 on me.
Got the 40 on me.
Got the 40 on me. So yeah, I'm about to be rocking the Vonnie.
That's what's up, man. I'm
got the Von coming out soon.
Von Dutch.
Yeah, man.
You got the Von.
So I got the Von Miller now. I said,
that's what's up, Miller time.
So I still got to come up on another jersey.
There's going to be a lot of 40s in the crowd. I can sense that. A lot of 40s, 17s, of course.
Yeah.
We still got to work on getting some more digs in the crowd. I feel like we still...
I rock my digs faithfully.
I was about to say, I got a digs already upstairs, but faithfully. We need to get some more digs jerseys in the stadium. But outside of Josh Allen, that's a good segue. Who do you think... Which player you think you're going to see the most outside of Josh Allen? You think it's Von? You think it's Diggs? Or do you think there's going to be another number that you end up seeing at the home games a little more this year?
I think it's going to be Von Miller.
Think Von? That's an easy one.
It's Von Miller.
Yeah, it's Von. I just don't like 40.
40 doesn't look amazing.
But...
It's still Von Miller.
It's still Von Miller, yeah.
That's the only thing is Von Miller. Like me, I love jerseys in single digits now. Now they got them single digits. Like I wanted the Emmanuel Sanders jersey just because, for me, no number look better than one on the jersey.
I was about to say,
that's my opinion.
You know who I hope get one if he make the team? Tavon Austin. If he can get one.
Yeah, one is a fire number.
If he can get one.
A fire number.
On the return too, whoop, whoop, the red gloves.
Yeah, that's that number.
Stop playing with me.
Fire, but
Stop playing with me.
I always need jerseys of people who I am of similar size to, which is hard.
I can feel you on that.
So I'm like, man, I can't.
I can feel you on that.
Go rock a Marcel Darius jersey because I did one back then. I'm like, I'm not that size. I need to go get me a motor jersey. Go get me a Singletary.
Which I think he gonna have a big year. I mean,
yeah, I'm not buying the jersey though.
Yeah,
I need somebody under long-term contract.
Yeah, he might not because I think he in the 4th year, right?
Yeah, he a free agent after this year. Already, man, that happened fast.
It really did. And the crazy part is, I'm playing Madden the other day. This nigga is wilding on there. Like, I don't know if it's because our O-line is just that much better.
Breaking tackles left and right.
But that and the holes is just there. Like, I'm normally, like, when I play Madden, y'all, I'm more of a, I love to pass more, but I also like to be balanced. But, like, it's something about this new O-line that I'm playing with on Madden with the Bills' new additions.
Hey.
These boys is creating holes, and my man Singletary is out here like deep, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, let's see if they do that in the regular season.
Oh, we got holes this year?
Let's see if they do that in real life. But and that's what's killing me, man. Last year, the running backs really didn't do much. I'm like, yo, there was nothing to run through.
Right.
There was nothing. So I'm like, yo, if we can actually open up some holes now, I'm getting excited again. So I'm like, yo.
Yeah, listen. The run, I really expect the run game to be a lot better. And I think for 2 reasons. We talked about the line, but I also think, too, the addition of Cook. I can't wait to see what he does with some of those creases.
It adds a much different dimension to that. Because, again, even with Singletary and Moss, who are both good contact runners, they're both got some wiggle.
Got some good balance.
But there's limitations to their top end speed.
Right.
Cook is still not a 4-3 runner, but he's a
no
one
Chris
cut
Johnson.
And he's going though.
Right.
So he has enough top end speed to take the top off, but it's like hell, he's a one cut runner, and he hit that. You give him a crease, it's boom.
Right. He can go the distance, and that's what we kind of been itching for since like a CJ Spiller is that.
Yeah, I mean Shady had some long runs.
So prime Shady was probably the best example of Cook because Shady was never a 4-3 guy, but the one thing I loved about Shady was that if he caught you one-on-one,
you gonna lose.
Good night. Yeah. And it's gonna look silly. And the thing about Shady, and I'm glad you brought him up because he is also like a forgotten guy in this community for whatever reason. Like Bills fans, we obviously show love to Fitz and every other guy, but it seemed like between Tyrod and Shady, we kind of forget about some of their magical moments, but especially Shady because Shady, I want to say 2016, one of those years when he went for like double-digit touchdowns, dog, he had some runs that we forget. Like I remember him violating San Francisco, the Rams,
Jacksonville.
And I'm talking about like leaving boys in the dust.
That first, that was against Jacksonville. Might have been
first play in the second half.
First play in the second half. He had Allen, or he had Ramsey and the safety. I remember what safety was. They both are right there. He hit them both with boom, boom,
and was gone.
And was right up the sideline.
Shady used to get busy. And to me, to be honest with you, if Cook can get anything close to that, you don't have to be Shady, but just be a guy who. And
I think he has the ability to be a better receiver, because Shady wasn't an amazing,
but he was a good
catcher.
But Shady was a good screen. If you gave it to him on the screen, he could take it 25, 30 yards.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So if Cook can give me some of that Shady feel, where like I kind of gotta hold my breath when the ball in his hand, because we haven't really had that since Shady. Like, love Devin Singletary, but when he gets the ball in the backfield, I'm not like grabbing onto somebody to be like, oh shit.
Even from the receiver position too, because I mean, even as good as Diggs is, he's not, for me at least, he's not the. I'm in the open space and he got the ball. And I'm
shit.
What's about to happen?
Right. Yeah. But I do hope the one thing though with Diggs in this offense, that here's where I hope I see growth, is that we get him moving around more, so that we can see him more open space. Because I do feel like some of those design plays have been mainly for him to either catch it on the sideline, come back to the ball. Yeah. And he'll get a couple deep balls that Josh will throw perfectly, and we love those.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely want to see his, not that he can't run the whole route tree, because we know he can. But I want to see some different routes, because like you said, a lot of his plays were deep outs, deep comeback routes.
And it's like,
and by the time you catch the ball, I mean,
somebody on him.
Yeah, you might be able to make a little.
You might be able to make one guy miss, and he might duck under somebody like he normally do, or hit the high step,
which is fine with me, because I need to take no risks.
Right.
I want to see some more slants. Let me do some deep.
Because if you remember, and if you remember in Minnesota, you know, as much as they didn't really get him involved,
they got him in space though.
They got him in space, man, and Diggs was able to show off that speed, because if you remember. I remember watching some of his highlights when we traded for him, and I'm like, damn, this motherfucker can get behind motherfucker.
Yeah, he's not he's not a 4-3 guy.
He's not a 4-3 guy, but he got that quickness.
Play fast.
Right, he knows how to play fast, and he knows how to use his feet. And a lot of times in the NFL, especially, that's really all it comes down to.
He's got some of the best feet in the game
in the last 15 years.
In the game,
last 20 years. I mean, we can probably go further than that, but like. His feet
are amazing.
I remember watching him train a couple years ago.
Like not even like his own personal training and stuff that's like posted, like, yo, his feet are amazing. And I'm like, yo, this is, you shouldn't be able to do this.
Man, listen.
And like, how do you stand a chance trying to cover this?
You really listen. It's tough, but we luckily we don't have that problem, because
I'm out here dancing. Like I was thinking about that route he ran against Lattimore against the Saints.
How he set him up,
and I'm like, yo, it was whoop, and then wow. I said, yo,
and then what Allen do? Just put it right on the money.
I said, you left that man in the dust.
And the thing is that him and Allen work on this stuff in practice. So when he see him starting to get a guy going one way, Allen already know, all right, I'm going left shoulder. Yeah. He going to be there.
And I'm happy you mentioned that, because I think it shows you how fast everybody in the field has to process everything. Because while Diggs is making his moves, he's seeing how the D is playing them. He's seeing the leverage that he's getting. Josh is also processing that at the exact same time. So I'm seeing that he has this corner on his heel, so that this last fake he's making an in-break and cut. So like, it's just the processing that's taking place, the anticipation that's happening, like, and all of that is in a second and a half.
In a second and a half, and then guess what? The ball got to be out.
Exactly.
Because number one, while that's happening, you probably got one guy trying to put his hands in.
A linebacker coming in.
A linebacker,
And the thing is, even if cornerbacks are getting beat, they can recover. So like, even if that guy gets beat, if that ball's not on time, these guys are fast enough, quick enough to recover, cut that angle out. And
that's why also too, you know, we talk about having arm strength is important, not just as far as distance, but being able to put zip on that ball to get it to that point. Because like you mentioned, with all of those things that you're trying to calculate in your head and get it on point, blah, blah, blah. Like, if your arm strength not there, like, if you got a Fitzpatrick arm, sorry, Fitz, you got to catch these strays. Or if you got a Tua arm, that ball can get intercepted easily, because if you can't throw that with bang, with zip, like, not even late. Like, Josh can get away, and this is why Josh gets interceptions sometimes. because Josh knows he can get away with it sometimes. And it's pros and cons in that. It's because it's like, oh, my arm's hurting so much, I can throw this ball late and zip it in there. No, boop, interception. So sometimes it can not work out in Josh's favor. I think Aaron Rodgers is probably one of the few guys that kind of perfected it.
Brett Favre, I think, is another good example.
Oh, for sure.
Because, again, you get so many touchdowns, so much, but them picks going to be there, too, because, again, I have such a good arm where even if I'm a half a second late, I'm like, you know what, I can compensate that because I got this cannon.
Right. But like you said, I mean, I think what's the name mentioned it. Josh mentioned it early that Brett Favre was one of his.
Oh, how can you not be, man? That's not the original gunslinger, but he's one of the best to ever do it.
Borderline.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's the best quarterback.
Yeah.
But again,
I was about to
one
say
of the strongest arms, but still had the quarterbacking ability to still be a great quarterback. Because I mean, Brett Favre is still top 10.
You think so?
Yeah.
Cause I feel like what I mean. He a little bit of when it comes to certain things.
Man, we got top 10 potential in there for sure.
And meanwhile, while we recording, we got somebody that just walked by.
We got a cameo in the house.
We gonna pretend that he ain't come by, but he is here.
Euro.
And he might share a mic with me, man, because
you don't know the Euro. That is Lavinio Johnson.
Lavinio? Latinio? Latanya Johnson.
We got our boy C Hill in the building.
Big Choppy.
What's cracking?
Big Poppy.
What's yapping, Yapstifer?
Chilling, man.
Yeah, come have a seat. I think I can fit you in the camera from an angle.
See y'all, boys.
Yeah, slide to the left a little bit.
Cha-cha slide
What's
style.
going on, man? How you doing?
Good.
What it do, baby?
What it do? Don't knock over no chords on my jaw. Oh, you.
Oh,
Yeah. No, hey, slide to the left. What's popping on, man? We were just.
I'm gonna be like Parks, bro.
You gonna be like Perks? Okay, Perks. You don't know
Never
Perks.
P Hill.
Never in the camera, but voice is
Right,
always
you
heard.
hear the voice. That's funny as hell.
Voice is always heard.
Nah, but I respect that. But nah, what was we talking? We was talking about gunslinging and bullshit. But since we got my man Parks here, P Hill. Damn, I wish you could show your face because I was gonna say kind of introduce yourself, but we can get a little bit of your audio in here.
Could be in there.
Nah, it's cool. I mean, you can be audio poppy. You can be in here, whatever you want to do, man. I'm a squirrel in your world, man.
I'm listening,
Not trying to get a nut.
I'm listening. Man.
You listening? All right, heard you.
I am.
But
Hey yo.
hey,
Hey yo.
nah,
For the world.
nah,
For
Zozo
the
that.
world. We were talking a little bit about the quarterback and anticipation and all that.
Yeah, all of that fun
I
stuff.
don't even know how we ended up over there.
I
But you know
listen.
how we transition.
You know how I go.
Back and forth. That's
But
cool.
but I did want to bring this up though because I was looking at the schedule earlier, obviously playing my game and a few other things. I did want to ask you, and I feel like we've gotten close to pinpointing who our toughest matchup was going to be on the schedule. But I just been looking ahead, man. I've been kind of doing some win-loss. Do I see 14 wins? Do I see 15 wins? Who do I see as our toughest matchup? And I kind of wanted to get from you, who do you feel like AFC or NFC is going to be our toughest game of the year?
Well, I will say toughest game of the year. I think that week 1, man. Having to go to the defending champs.
Right.
Week 1 on the road.
All eyes on us.
Ring celebration, banner raising, whatever fanfare, concerts, performances. They're going to have somebody big doing a national anthem, like all the stuff that comes with that fanfare. And then us having to watch all that, sit there on the sideline, wait for all this to take place. You come across the country week 1 and adrenaline through the roof. You know, that's an environment that's hard to show up for. So, I mean, right off rip,
Because it's low-key bigger than... Well, I'm trying to think how many big games they played in. So we got Thanksgiving. They've done that 2 or 3 times.
Against Detroit, man.
I'll be motivated though.
But I'm saying like the first Thanksgiving game they played when they played Dallas.
Yeah,
like
that's
to me,
definitely a much bigger game.
that was a big stage
Dallas.
where that was a test for Josh and them because I'm just like, all right, y'all, it's 4:30, everybody watching.
We whooped Dallas too.
Right, and we whipped them, and that was one of his best games in his young part of his career. Obviously, he doesn't climb way over that since then, but in his early part of his career, that was the first time we seen him put together an extremely efficient game, show a little bit of that dog. Because I seen a little highlight earlier where they showed the one clip where he got it on 4th and 1 or whatever when he was tussling with the dude and he got the first down.
Dog, I almost ran through my uncle's bar.
When that happened?
Man.
Big dog.
Tell me nothing.
You can't tell me nothing. Nah, he was a that was a pivotal moment in his career. I'll just say in his young career. I mean, obviously he'll have many more, but
I mean, he's played on big stages before.
Yeah,
so
AFC Championship.
I'm just looking at the schedule. I'm like, I just don't see as many games that can be as tough as that. Again, going into Kansas City is always a tough game.
Always.
Monday night against Tennessee is still not an easy game.
It's not. You just gotta be physical. That's
Cincinnati's gonna be a tough game. Green Bay is gonna be a tough game.
Late in the year too.
It's just that on the road, week 1.
Yeah.
I feel like week 1 is the hardest time to play LA for us this year.
Yeah.
And that's how it happened to fall. So, man, for me, I think that's a tough. So what you thinking, Val?
I honestly think it's probably a combination of that game and probably, if I had to throw in a wild card, but it's kind of obvious, I would say the Cincinnati. Nah, Zach Wilson. Nah,
Zachy.
Yeah,
not Mr. Wilson if you're nasty.
I think it might be Cincinnati late in the year because I think that
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think they're that good.
Well,
the way they lost and how they lost was just like, yo. I mean to interrupt, but like
I think they caught a little bit of lightning in the bottle last year.
They did. It was a little bit of that, but that's why I feel like this year is the big test for them. That's why I'm like that game can potentially be one of the big, 3 games that the Bills have this year, or it could potentially be a game where they go down there and crush them because it's just like, do we really know about Cincinnati? Do we really know? They got good offensive talent, like
good quarterback,
Higgins. Jamar Chase is real.
Yeah, they might have the best receiving core.
He's a dog.
Low-key, high key.
Top 3?
Top 3.
Yeah, I mean, they're top 3 receivers.
Boy,
you can stack
Chase,
them up against
Higgins.
any other team
in the league.
And
in the
they're
league.
Probably 1 and 2.
They're right there. I mean, Chargers got a good 3. Mainly a good 2, though. Yeah. Mike Williams.
No other team, I don't think, is running up 3 receivers to the level.
Now you're going to make me think now.
Outside of Tampa Bay.
I'm about to say Tampa
Mike
Bay.
Evans. Who they got? Mike Evans, Godwin.
And they got
and Brown is still... No, Brown is not there anymore.
I'll tell you this,
who they third?
The Eagles receiving coach.
Right, so they got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, but who they third? We got to find a team with a good 3. I'm just trying to think.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard to find. You find
who got the good 3?
I mean, Oakland got Adams.
They got Adams, Renfro, and
that basically is 3 dudes.
Yeah. Well, I mean Waller, but he's a tight end. Like that's what I'm saying. Like 3 receivers.
Yeah, I'm trying to think now.
Because Boyd is sneaky good because Boyd can get you 7 touchdowns a year.
Boyd is one of the best slot receivers in the league.
70 plus
catches last year. So I mean, they got teams. I mean, their defense is great. They got some good dudes up front. Hendrickson.
But I want to know how good their defense really is.
Bates is a baller back there. Like they got.
Yeah, Bates. I like Bates. He's an underrated safety.
They got players, so I mean they can be a really good team.
But we're gonna have to see because Ravens gonna be better. Steelers not so much.
I think Pittsburgh will be better. I mean, no matter who they roll at that quarterback, it's an upgrade over Ben.
Yes, but 4th quarter, I don't know if we're gonna be able to trust no Trubisky or no Penny, whatever his name is, Pinky, whatever his name is.
Trubisky learned a lot being with us though, so
he gonna have to prove it though.
I don't think he's gonna be the same Trubisky.
Maybe Mitch.
Chicago Trubisky.
But to be honest with you, Chicago's Trubisky wasn't as bad.
That's because it was Chicago. Chicago don't know how to get up their own way.
Right, yeah. And they also had a bad coach.
He got a decent coach now.
Yeah, he has a Hall of Fame coach.
Yeah, he gonna have a lot of tools around him to get him.
He got a Pro Bowl running back in Najee Harris.
Yeah.
So
it's set up. Just imagine all the stuff he learned from Josh, bro.
Right. Well, right. What they was able to come together and kind of just, kind of connect on because a lot of times when you're a young quarterback like Mitch and he got thrown in the fire there in Chicago, sometimes you need that reset button. Mm-hmm. And I think that Buffalo move for him last year was kind of like a reset, chance to wear the baseball cap, kind of look at film differently, kind of watch another starting young franchise quarterback.
Similar skill set.
put together the type of season that he saw from Josh, and I'm pretty sure that kind of motivated him to be like, yo, I can do similar. I may not be able to do the same, but I can prepare like that. I can work.
But yeah, now since in the prove a year, bring it back. So I mean, I do think that's going to be definitely one of the tougher games. On their schedule for sure.
But you right about LA though, because it's no, like, there's no getting around the fact that LA won the Super Bowl and we played in week 1. That's opening night. Like,
cross country.
So we can try to pretend, like I said, I probably should have just asked the question, who outside of the Rams?
Yeah, outside of the Rams, I'll probably Kansas City still a force to be reckoned with.
Right.
Granted,
Kansas City, Green Bay.
Hill, it's higher going into Kansas City and winning.
It really is. I will say I do, like I told you before, I do think that they're going to be easier to beat. Just because I think they're going to miss Matthew, Tyron. I think they're going to miss Tyreek, of course. And, they added Juju and a guy from Green Bay, the receiver. But, listen, I just don't know. Because now the pressure...
Neither one of them were Hill. Hill
was
a unicorn.
Hill was
There's no one like Hill.
He was the ultimate YOLO. I'm outside the pocket. I'm going to just heave it.
I ain't never seen anybody legs move that fast on the football. And then he can stop. And then one step back at full speed.
Man,
again.
The fact that he scored that one touchdown on us and put the fingers up with less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'd have broke his leg. I still right after that.
Dog, that was dirty. Because he wasn't... I remember seeing the picture that somebody posted where he was still behind Milano when he put his fingers up. That's disrespectful.
I know you're not going to catch me. Ain't no chance.
Like, how are you doing that when I'm behind you? I know, no. But my point is that how you put the fingers... Like, you right there, and I'm right here, and I'm just like, you ain't gonna catch me. Like, that's some confidence, but that's also God-given talent. And you give him credit. If he's not the fastest receiver in the league, he's one of the fastest. But he has the skill set to match it. Because we get some receivers that come in the league that's fast as hell.
Yeah, he's not just fast.
He's not just fast. He got the talent to go with it. So
and
it's
he can
like
actually play fast. I mean, there's a lot of fast people on this earth.
And he can get up too. Like we done seen him. Like we done seen him get jump balls.
Yeah, he can actually catch. He can actually run routes. He's shifty. He's crafty.
Right. But even though we gotta see him twice a year now, we're just gonna hope that Tua just fuck up. That's all. Tua just got fuck up. Like, I'm sorry, Tua, you cannot be good. Because no, that's all I got.
That man, I played Tua. I'm blitzing the fuck out of Tua.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, tell Greg Rousseau, put your hands up. Greg, you 6'8", 6'7", whatever.
You got the wingspan.
You got the wingspan.
I'm a great.
All you gotta do, I don't even need Greg to rush. Let Von rush on the other side. You stand on your side, do one of them little chops, and put your hands up.
Not the chopper style.
Listen, chopper style, chopper style, chopper style. No, let me stop. Oh yeah. But yeah. So outside of that, I gave you one other thing that I wanted to touch on as far as I don't know if it was a schedule or no. I had one bold prediction that I wanted you to make on camp. So normally, come camp time, what a lot of these reporters like to do going into the last 4 or 5 weeks. They like to say who they feel like they're gonna be, who gonna be the one surprise cut, or who gonna be that one rookie or veteran that makes the team. So I want to say now that it's June and we still got a full month ahead of us, so things can change. But who would you say would be your one surprise cut going into training camp? We haven't seen nothing yet. We don't know nothing. So this is obviously real. This being real bold because we ain't seen shit yet. So you got anybody that you think might be a good candidate for a bold cut?
I don't know how bold it is, because I don't want to say the writing's on the wall.
What, Matt Hackey?
No, I hope he's not on the team.
Yeah.
I hope that's not considered a bold pick, because Matt Hackey.
The punt, yeah. We need the punt guy.
And it's not even bold, because, I mean, he's not even a starter, but I wouldn't be surprised if Cody Ford ends up on the team.
Okay, I wasn't thinking about him, but yeah.
I mean, former second-round pick. Ton of injuries, but they have signed a ton of veterans.
Man, they got so many damn guards and shit like that.
Again, I don't think it's gonna be handed to him. I mean, he's gonna still.
Nigga, he gonna have to fight. Like I wasn't even thinking about him because they signed at least 3 guards over the last 4 months. So
yeah. So I mean, I see him as a potential. Like again, I wouldn't predict that he's gonna get cut. But if it were to happen, I wouldn't say I'd be surprised. Yeah. From a bold, if I'm thinking bold, who would I say would be a cut?
Bold for making it? Oh, bold cut.
Oh, bold for making it. So if I had to pick one bold cut, my bold cut would be. It would probably, if I had to say a bold cut, probably be Isaiah McKenzie.
Oh wow, that's real bold. Okay.
If I had to,
that would hurt me.
It would hurt me too.
Nigga done changed the number to 6 and all that.
Yeah,
Not my man.
That would be my.
Now America's Got Talent.
Yeah, again, I don't want to see it happen.
Lean on me. Y'all ain't watched that, y'all? I hope y'all did. My man.
Yeah, they was out there.
Somebody to lean.
No, listen, when they stopped the music and had the harmonies,
yeah.
Said,
Simon was like, all right, without the music.
They was like, oh, okay.
My man Brian Scott said,
let's get this together.
So,
no,
Brian Scott, we forgot.
Was on point,
it was, though. I was surprised. And I was surprised that he was a soprano, because then he put on his page a joint that he did a duo with one of those guys, McKenzie.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he dropped anything.
He
on his own.
On his Twitter page, he posted him doing a duet with the other guy.
Got the falsetto.
La, la, la.
Yeah, there with the stylistics joint.
Yeah, he a little soprano.
I mean, my man like 5'2".
I mean, is he 5'2" or 5'2"? Pause. Who's this?
I will put that in the category.
Yeah, he said chicken wing on the string one time in a song.
Who said that?
Lloyd.
Lil Wayne? Wait, who?
Lloyd.
Oh. Lloyd zesty, though. We know that. Lloyd zesty.
Lloyd with the...
yeah, right. Happy Pride Month, y'all. Chill out.
I was about to say he went to Burger King and got the burger with the 2 top buns.
Yo, what was Burger King?
Burger King was wild for that.
It was wild.
I said, yo, listen, you know what's crazy to me? It's a with this being, Juneteenth week and Pride Month, not that they're related, but there's been so much marketing of Pride Month and Juneteenth. We live in a capitalistic society.
Right, you gotta commercialize everything.
People commercialize everything. But some of these big companies, y'all don't have meetings. Y'all don't do ad meetings. Y'all don't have
it'd be the lack of diversity.
Beforehand to realize, why would Burger King allow you to have 2 bottom buns and be like, all buns matter? Buns are buns? Like, y'all tripping.
It'd be the diversity for me. It'd be the lack of.
Like, Juneteenth ice cream?
Listen. I want to know who was in those rooms. And then somebody was like, y'all mad at everything. Y'all should be embraced. The fact that they even... No, the fact that nothing. I don't want to...
They just acknowledge it without making all this stuff.
They don't... Listen, here's what I could appreciate. All right, if you want to do certain decorations for your Walmart and have a certain point where there's a section where you can get stuff like this if you want to have like a Juneteenth party at your house where you can get
if you want to have your plates and
your plates and stuff like that, because I can see somebody who don't live in Buffalo, living in Indiana, and somebody wanting to throw a Juneteenth party at their house where they invite 40 people over and they want to go to a place where they have Juneteenth creations, all that
stuff. Yeah.
I can see going to the store for that. So cool, have all that. Cool. But don't, this is why you need people in your room, but don't overdo it where it just comes off as extremely corny. Because
don't do 2 top buns. That's
the thing.
Plus, that's too much bread.
Yeah, nah.
Don't nobody want to bun ratio.
One might get flat because it got to be set.
You know what I would say? 2 bottom buns is probably a perfect amount of bread, though. But that's just. It's still not a good look, though. But
yeah, man.
Like I said, the meat to bread ratio is off. But I'm like, they need more diversity on these ad.
Listen, we need to be in more rooms, man.
Yeah, out here tripping. I saw that, man. I saw on Twitter. It was I don't even know where this was at. It was at some Home Depot, and for Juneteenth they had a watermelon eating contest. I said, I
saw that. Somebody was in the meeting room eating the watermelon, and the black dude was going in. I'm like, dude,
damn.
You don't feel no awkwardness, and they are videotaping this man like this. He's like, I'm like, fam, you don't got no friends then.
That's terrible.
I said,
ain't nobody gonna tell you look like you not feeling crazy right now.
You down bad right now, and he crushed that. I'm like, dog.
Come on, Kunta.
Yeah, I said, look at the coon.
Listen, please, y'all.
Yeah, man.
But anyway,
enough with the side. We out here in a whole different podcast.
Complete left. But I know I asked you about the surprise cut. You were about to say somebody though. You said surprise. No, somebody who you feel like was going to make the team because you said McKenzie, which I thought was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I
but that's bold. That's bold.
I still wouldn't.
You don't think it's gonna happen? Yeah, you wouldn't bet nothing.
A surprise make.
Find out if the Yankees won too, Chris. Real quick.
It's kind of. I don't want to say surprise, but
surprise.
I don't know what they want their running back room to look like. Mm-hmm. I have no idea.
Tampa Bay finally trying to do something.
So, it's really down to, for me, Duke Johnson. Like, I feel like they still signed him for a reason. And, I think there was some insurance, like, just in case they didn't get a running back in the draft. But, I feel like I think they signed him for a reason. So, like...
Duke? So, Zach is gone?
I don't know.
Or do you feel like Duke is going to be the surprise addition to the team?
I think he might be a surprise addition.
Okay, I like that.
I think...
Because I brought up Duke I brought up Duke before. So,
I just wouldn't be surprised if they kept a heavy running back room.
Okay.
I would love to get to the point now where we don't have to have a Tywan Jones. Like,
right.
Again, he has a role and he plays his special teams amazing.
Right. He did Jake Kumro at the running back room.
I'm just not always a huge fan of having players.
I know, especially when you have a very talented team. It's tough to just fill it with guys who are only good at one thing.
Yeah, like Saran Neal. He is an amazing special team, but he also has value on the field as well. He can play some. Yeah, you can play some. But like when I have Tywan Jones, which is he is on all special teams units, so I'm cool with that. But,
but it's like
I want to have someone who can provide me a little something on the field, give me a couple plays here and there. And if Tywan Jones on the field, something went wrong. Yeah, like something went off the rails, like big time.
Imagine him on a goal line play.
Like, why is Tywan Jones on the field?
Wow, we slandering him. Nah, salute though. He be in the neighborhood. He be doing a lot of stuff.
Tywan be around, but that's the one. Salute. That's the one. That's one player.
I know. Okay,
it's 4th and 2. How did Tywan Jones get a carry?
Yeah, everybody got to be injured.
Everybody, including Josh.
Right.
But I feel you on that. So surprise addition, Duke. Bold surprise cut. Isaiah McKenzie and Cody Ford. So
a little dirty.
Little dirty. I would say for me, this is gonna be tough. So I would say, and I've been on this wagon for a while, and maybe this ain't no surprise edition, but surprise edition, Tavon Austin.
Yeah, saw that one coming.
Shout out to Tay.
So with Tavon on, who was off?
So in that situation, this wouldn't be a surprise off, but it would probably be Stevenson. I would think that he would be on the...
I don't think Stevenson is on.
Oh, okay.
As is.
Right. So I was putting him in my 6 or 7 before Austin. I had Steven in their top 6 or 7 receivers on the team.
All right. So let me count these out. So we already know top 2.
Right.
Diggs, Davis.
Right.
Okay. So after that,
Crowder
is more than likely in.
Yep. After that, I got Khalil.
He's more than likely in.
I got McKenzie as 5.
Okay.
And then at 6 and 7, I was going between Stevenson and Kumro.
So I'm pretty certain Kumro's on.
Right. So that's why I'm saying if Austin makes a team, he will be a surprise 7. Or if Kumro and Stevenson don't make the team, like Kumro could technically be a surprise cut, I'm saying Austin. Only because in my mind, I'm like, that special teams void that Kumro was doing, if it is Kumro who has to get cut, can be filled by a guy like a Reggie Gilliam, or it can be filled by
one of the linebackers that is drafted.
One of the linebackers that they drafted, Bernard if they need to, or pick whoever you want to pick. Because at the end of the day, as many fast, speedy returns / receivers / I can do it all kind of receivers I can get, I'm going to try to keep him on my roster because there's no guarantee if you let Austin go again that you're just going to be able to pick him up in November. Now, if you release a guy like Kumro and Stevenson and you put him on your practice squad, you're not going to have teams drooling to pick them up week 1. More than likely, you'll be able to...
I don't think anybody's drooling for Tavon either.
Nobody is, but...
He got picked up by us in what?
In May? Right, in May. But you never know how a team's going to move because some team might say, It's just like that girl walking down the hallway who got the fatty and one dude snatch her. And then now all of a sudden, after he done with her for 6 months, now the rest of the dudes talking about, oh, nah, I want that.
On her face.
That's what they be doing with Deshaun Jackson. They do the same thing.
Yeah, no, I think he's still a free agent too.
Yeah. They probably gonna wait till like week 4.
Somebody gonna wait, yeah. Somebody gonna wait and pick him up. But nah, like
he still got a lot left in the tank.
He got enough. I'll say like that. He got enough if you are a team like...
He can't stay on the field, though.
Yeah, because I think the last team he was with was the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Last year.
But
a couple bombs that got hurt.
Did y'all see the episode of I Am Athlete with him in there?
Nah. I saw the last one I saw was with Marshawn Lynn.
He kind of got into it. He basically said it ain't him. So
do he feel like it's more like politics, or do he? Now, see, a lot of people go that route of saying politics, but I never really know.
Man, that boy be hurt.
Sometimes he do be hurt
because
his legs is about as big as.
Every year he hurt. Like I mean, I get there's politics involved and this and that.
Sometimes
but you hurt. Whether you politicking or not,
but
you hurt.
You think sometimes when it says that these guys are hurt, they're actually hurt, or is it management putting a story out there? Because I think sometimes some dudes don't actually be hurt and they try to get rid of them.
Nah, I think with them having players association and all that stuff, I mean, I think there's protection behind that type of stuff because.
I don't know. It's tough.
That dude stay hurt. I don't care. If nobody else...
I'm not trying to convince you.
No, it done had ACLs and hamstrings and breaks and this and that. Like, yo, bro, always hurt.
Yeah,
Deshaun Jackson is a walking...
It's tough, D-Jax. You might have to call it. If you don't get picked up by November, you might have to call it.
He's a beast, though, man. But now he old. Man, you 33-year-old.
You see what's happening with what's her name? Shady done picked up some weight. Because that was his running mate.
Yeah, Shady
took a year off, and Shady now is about to look like Santa Claus.
Shady out here built like
Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah, nah, Shady need to
do something.
He need to sign that retirement papers.
Oh, I think he already did, right?
Oh, did
Yeah, I think he did.
He officially did.
Yeah, but I don't think they made a big deal of it. Yeah, but I don't.
Back with Philly for the 1
year. Yeah, but they still didn't make a big enough deal for me, because like I talked earlier before you got here, I was telling him how I feel like amongst Bills fans, Shady ain't talked about enough.
Don't get me started. You know,
I know that was your guy, but it's just like we talk about a lot of guys during the drought, and I know he was there on the team when we broke the drought, because he was on the team that went to Jacksonville. But like, I don't think they appreciated him enough, though, man, because that dude in his prime was disgusting.
Yeah, he was.
Like, I'm talking top 5 back in the league for about.
Motor like Fitz.
Don't get me started, man. Don't get me started. But I will say this: since we over an hour, we is gonna cut things a little short because we've been holding y'all for a bit. But I do want to say we appreciate y'all for tuning in this week, because it's tough again when the games ain't on, when there's no real training camp going on. It's tough to get through these weeks. We call these the dog weeks.
2 top buns.
Yeah, 2 top buns. We brought up Kendrick Perkins, man. We brought up.
I'm shitting on Draymond again.
Yeah, man. We brought up Golden State earlier.
All right, you gotta stop with the Draymond slander, man.
Oh no, we kind of discussed. It's all right. Draymond is cool with my book.
I will speak on my half of the podcast. This will always be a Draymond slander podcast.
Listen, I'll be slandering them too, but
no. Last week I did pay my respect to what he does as a player, what he brings to the team, what he brings to that team from an energy standpoint.
He died
from a
Dennis
defensive
Robinson,
standpoint. I just hate him offensively.
Yeah,
that's it.
I mean, he's not a offensive player.
I respect what he does as a passer because he does have good vision. He does have good play.
Got great IQ.
I just don't like that if the ball is in his hand,
he don't look at the basket.
And he's not. He's a complete liability, and his form is terrible.
Yeah.
I picked.
But he knocked down. Did he knock down 2? Did he knock down 2 threes in that last game?
Hey, the most important game though.
Hey man, games he pulled up.
He showed up. Man.
And he hit the one joint. I think he was like 18 foot away, and he squared.
Yeah.
And then dude kind of backed off, and he was like, knocked it down. I said,
Listen, he's again, like I said.
That nigga came, with the with the, yo, you seen the joint when they put the backpack on him when he was shooting? You ever seen that meme? Yeah, they got a whole meme. They got a backpack.
Yeah, because again, it's not a full on slander, because I do appreciate what he brings to that.
Yo, did y'all? Hold on. Did y'all see the video I posted on my story? And I know we got to sign off, y'all. But I posted it on my story when he was at the parade. And he was smacked, and he had his mom in his hand, so I love their relationship. And he was like, winners win. Winners win. I said something like, that's my move. And then he was like, and you know another thing I got to say is shut up. Y'all got to shut up. And like he just kept saying, like, shut up, man, times. And I'm like, yo, he talking to all them Grizzlies players. Like, I know he is, because this just was random as hell. He was like, shut up. Like, just wilding. I was like, yo, this nigga Draymond is just funny as hell. Because I'm just like, that same like, there's certain players that obviously that you can get annoyed by easily, but I respect it when you on and off the court the same way. Like when he's talking on his podcast, he's the same way. When he's on TNT and he's trying to be professional, he's still the same way. Yeah. When they catch him at the parade, same way. When he's on the court and Ja Father is in his ear, he right in Ja Father face like, okay, we come like that.
He is who he is.
And that's why, like, to me, like I said, years ago, I couldn't stand 90% of the Golden State team. Like, from Clay, Steph, like, 95. Whatever it was. I'm just like, yeah, I don't even know who I used to like on their team back then.
Nobody.
Listen.
Kavon Looney?
Nah, not even. He annoying.
Like no Looney.
Looney.
Like, none of them.
Looney looked like that nigga you pick up at the Y where you just like, he gonna grab every board.
Sean Livingston was the only one that I had.
Livingston had the Jimmy.
A little bit.
Livingston had the Jimmy.
He was like,
his shit was too automatic.
He was like Rip Hamilton a little bit.
He was. But like he'll come right, like he didn't need no screens. He was coming, pulling up, right 18 feet.
He used to get me tight,
dog, because he shoots so high.
Yeah,
he shoots high, and he don't care if you are there or not. Hands in your face, everything, bro.
Everything was coming, boom, 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 boom.
Taking my shot.
All right, but we gotta sign off though, because we can talk about this for days, and we'll continue our convo off air. So we appreciate my man. See the fingers, man. He out here like Parks from Joe Budden podcast. Can't see him, but you hear his voice. Zyrus is in the building.
Yes, sir.
We hoping that Chris have a good, safe trip back home. We might as well say that on air. You know what I mean? Going back to Texas.
Appreciate it.
And yeah, we gonna sign off because, like I said, we don't like to do the long episodes.
But we do it every week, so y'all know.
Yeah, I know.
When y'all tune in, expect 67 minutes because that's how we've been doing it. So tune in here next week. We'll be back in the zone with V and Z.
You already know.
See y'all next week. Love y'all.
Peace.